This 1939 work by South Africa's leading artist Irma Stern does not look out of place in the Bonhams auction rooms in central London. However, until recently it had been used as a notice board by a London couple. It is only here now because an expert from Bonhams spotted the painting by accident.
The people who owned it had inherited it, and certainly when they inherited it, they had no real idea of certainly of its value. They had always been told it was a work that was something that was cherished in the family, but there's a very great difference between that and actually knowing it's worth £1 million. So it was a great surprise, and I will say a bit of a shock to them as well.
By the time of her death in 1966, Irma Stern was and remains South Africa's most acclaimed artist. Recent works sold in London include The Malay Bride, which fetched $1.5 million in 2013, while The Arab Priest went for $5 million in 2011. This work also has historical significance. In the early 1960s, it was donated to an auction to raise money for legal costs to help Nelson Mandela and his ANC colleagues fight treason charges brought by the apartheid government.
If we were having this conversation in Johannesburg, it is of such importance it probably would not be allowed to be exported from South Africa. And that shows really how important it is in the South African art terms. But it has been in this country for over 50 years and, as I said, was bought in the treason trials, and it was one of the most important works within those sales. So, no, it's a very, very important work indeed.
The painting is also notable for its frame, which is valuable in its own right, coming from the timbers of carved antique door cases from Zanzibar, which are now barred from export. This work will go from humble notice board to centre stage here at Bonhams when it goes under the hammer in September as part of an auction of South African art. Catherine Drew, CCTV, London.